this is not a good time. Okay, good girl. Good girl.
Sit down. Good
The
girl.
life of having a
Should
little
we-
bit.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about our next travel destination.
And it's really exciting because we are finally going back to
Europe.
So it's been, I think, around nearly 4 years since we were last in Europe. And obviously there was a pandemic in between, so we haven't been anywhere near Europe for quite a number of years now. We have our trip basically planned. We're going to be talking a little bit more about what the trip is for and a little bit more about it as we go along. But basically we leave next week, so it's really soon.
So we're heading into Spain, and then we're going to catch a train up into France and Switzerland, and then head back by train back to Spain. We're going to be there for about 4 weeks in total, going to places that neither of us have ever been before, so we're really looking forward to that.
So we have been to Spain and France before, and I have been to Switzerland a long time ago, probably like 15 years now, but we haven't really traveled to Switzerland together, so that would be really good. And I haven't done Switzerland in depth, and we're probably going to be spending the most time there along with Spain. We are going to Granada, which it has been on my list for so long. I think both of our lists actually for a really long time, and we didn't get to do it last time we were in Spain. And we'll be in Madrid too, which neither of us have been to as well. France will be a little bit more sparse in terms of where we're actually going. We're kind of using it more in transit than anything else as a transit country. So we will be stopping in a couple of notable places though, like Avignon and Narbonne and Lyon as well.
So we're going to head on the train from France into Switzerland, and we're going to visit Geneva, Bern, Interlaken, Lucerne, and do a little bit of Zurich as well. We're going to quite a few places in Switzerland. It just looks really beautiful, and it's some place that I've never been. I've never been to Switzerland, so I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yes, this trip will be very different to our last trip. If you guys have watched any of our last vlogs from like 2018 where we went to Europe, it was like a different country every day for 6 weeks. It was extremely busy, and it was just not really a trip we wanted to repeat. Although we loved that trip, it was just very fast paced, and we really didn't get to experience more of certain countries. So this time we decided 3 countries in a month, and that will hopefully give us a much more in-depth look at some of those places and actually allow us to experience more while we're there. And if you probably just noticed Suki on camera, unfortunately she's not coming. She's going to be staying with my parents, which she loves, and every time we usually go away she stays with them. But yeah, she's unfortunately not able to come with us, which is such a shame, but I don't think this is the kind of trip that she would potentially like anyway.
So planning for this trip has been very different to previous years. We've had to make sure all of our COVID vaccinations are up to date. We've had to get international COVID vaccination declarations, and looking at all the entry requirements for all the countries that we're going to. It's been quite in depth, and the rules are always changing, so fingers crossed we're all up to date and we've got everything sorted, and we're good to go.
Yeah, Europe doesn't have a lot of requirements at the moment for Australians anyway, but there is some kind of things that are not 100% obvious at first, where you're sort of looking on like Smart Traveller, which is the Australian government website, and then the official websites for each country. So you just have to be really specific with what you're looking for and make sure that you kind of cover all bases. I don't think we're supposed to get a test now beforehand, like a negative COVID test, but I think we'll probably just do it just in case anyway, because it's a long flight and we don't really want to miss it.
The past week or so, we've really been trying to avoid going out, and when we have had to go out, we've been wearing our masks, so there was no chance of us getting COVID, because if we get COVID, then obviously we can't go. Kind of living at home and in our little bubble for the most part for the last few weeks, so fingers crossed that we don't get COVID before we go.
Neither of us have had COVID yet, so I hope that's not my famous last words. We sort of are going with the expectation that we could pick it up in Europe. We are going to be traveling a lot. We're going to be going on trains. So that's kind of like, we've done all we can and all that's possible so far, and we're just going to be as diligent as possible while we're over there. But for any of you Australians that are looking at traveling overseas but are still a little bit hesitant, maybe watching some of these vlogs might help you along in your decision on whether to travel at the moment if you are looking at doing so in Europe.
We're going to be doing a lot of photography and video when we're overseas, so we're going to probably do a what's in my camera bag video again before we go. Our camera gear has changed quite a bit since our last trip overseas, so we're probably going to do another what's in my camera bag video for this trip as well.
We're packing a lot lighter than we did in our trip for 2018. That was crazy how much gear we had then. It was so heavy too. So our kit's definitely a lot lighter now. As you can see, Suki is just like I don't even know what you're doing right now. I think she's trying to do this for attention. But yeah, our kits last time were far too heavy for what we needed, and we're just trying to downsize at the moment. And it's nice to pack a bag for summer instead of winter as well this time. As you remember, it was very cold when we went to Europe last time.
If you haven't already subscribed, then make sure you do, because we'll have a lot of vlogs coming out soon. And of course, a what's in my camera bag video. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when our new vlogs and the what's in my camera bag video come up, and to keep up to date.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram. We both have our own separate Instagram accounts. So mine is Kayleigh Travels and Dan's is Daniel Walker Photo. So you can follow those accounts to keep up with our Europe trip as well.
Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy the future vlogs and the camera bag video, and we'll see you in Europe.
Bye!